So Moser have just handed me this watch. Now, in my earlier video, I showed it in the cabinet, but here it is in my hand. And I mean, how cool is that? You know, I'm stood here with my camera, and I'm waiting to meet one of the Moser representatives, and he's busy, and I don't want to bother him. And so another gentleman that I can see works closely with Edward just passed me this and said, you can take a look at that. I'm so impressed, and I can tell you these watches in the hand are I'm trying to find words that explain how they look and feel. 3D, it feels alive. You can feel the precious metal aspect of it, the depth of the dial, the colours, the way the light shines on it. The visual interest is explosive. I mean, you could spend hours looking at the bridges and the plates, the movement, but the dial, the curved dial, you might be able to see the curved aspect there, but in the flesh, I can't explain how the 3D visual interest is. It jumps out at you, and I believe that in the flesh is when you make the decision to buy. I think the pictures, are the invitation to treat. That they drag you in, they make you think you like it. But I can tell you, when you have a Moser in your hand, that's at the point you fall in love and you think, I'm going to buy this. They are super. They are really, really super. Look at that. And I think in another video, I've explained that one of the reasons I like Moser is the company, is the CEO. He's such a nice guy, and their customer relation, the way they've treated me has been impeccable. I feel valued, I feel trusted, and they invite me in. They've allowed me to walk around with my camera and video things, and then this gentleman walked up, and this is the second time he's shoved into my hand, and you can see that I'm enjoying this. So how wonderful is that? And of course I love the balance wheel. Sorry, I love the winding rotor. How delightful! And once again, you could spend hours looking at this. It's imagine going to work and you've got this on your wrist in the office. And instead of a fidget wheel, you can take off your Moser and have a good and stare at it all day long. Instead of the fidget wheel, or you're wearing this, and the phone rings, and it's your boss, or you are the boss, and it's the HR department or the finance department, and they want to talk to you. You could say, "Excuse me, I'm playing with my Moser, and I've just taken it off my wrist. It's becoming very unruly. I'm having to look very closely at the skeleton dial and the movement. Once I've got it back on my wrist and understood, I'll call you back." You could say that. I would say that. But look at that. How wonderful. And once again, there you go, a bit of fun next to a G-Shock. I mean, it happens to be an MRG G-Shock, but in another video I've explained that I believe these guys are cousins, and because I think if you're a Moser fan, you probably also like G-Shocks, and if you're a G-Shock fan, I bet you like Mosers. And in fact, after this video, you are going to like both. Because they are super. Look at that. I mean, imagine going to a dinner party, or you're in the office and someone says, "Excuse me, what's that on your wrist?" You could say to them, "Do you have an hour or two for me to explain what's around my wrist?" Can you imagine how that conversation would go? How delightful. In fact, I've said that. I can tell you that I've actually been in business meetings, and the meeting has stopped because the third party has asked me what watch I'm wearing, and the minute he's clocked it, and I've said to him, would you like me to tell you about it? And so our meeting that started off, chatting about profit and loss and business case, has ended up talking about wristwatches. And I can tell you, we all really appreciated the wristwatch talk over talks about profit and loss. But there you go. Look at that. What a super duper thing. Actually, if you're wearing this, I would consider, but that you are a cool person. You've got life understood, and you're wearing a piece of artwork. Imagine this watch in the future, how much more of a statement it's going to be in the future. I think Moser is a king, and all kings rule at some point. So there you go. That is Moser. Absolutely fantastic.